hold it.
There you go. Like it?
I like it!
Yay! Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm Veggie Rolls. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified whenever another delicious vegan recipe goes up, because I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I'm sorry my voice sounds a little off. We just came back from vacation and it was just a lot going on and my voice is like, no. So, in today's video, I will be showing you guys how to make one of my kids' favorite dishes of all time, as well as mine, but the kids love cheddar cheese and broccoli. Obviously, yes, vegan cheddar cheese, but it is a vegan cheddar cheese and broccoli casserole. And last time I made a casserole on here, you guys ate it up and loved it, so I figured why not share another one of my favorite casseroles with you guys. And yeah, let's get veggie. Alright guys, so first thing is first. My voice keeps cracking, I'm sorry. But so yeah, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and add some oil into a pan. I'm using about 2 tablespoons of oil. And next I'm going to go ahead and add in 3/4 of a cup of chopped onion. And I'm using white onion, but I've also done this with red onion, and it works just the same. So you can use any onion you prefer. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. I like to add salt and pepper and different seasonings and spices as I go along while I'm cooking, so that every layer of the food that you're making has just a good flavor. If you just put flavor on just one layer, it's kind of it becomes a little flat. That's why I just like to put it on everything that I'm making. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just letting this become translucent. The onions, just let them become translucent. So now that our onions have become translucent, I'm going to go ahead and add in 4 tablespoons of flour. I'm sorry, 3 tablespoons of flour. And I'm going to go ahead and just mix that around in with the onions. And I'm going to let the flour sort of cook. And you're going to know when it's ready to toss in the rest of the stuff, because the flour will become sort of blonde once it cooks the way you want it to. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and whisk in 2 cups of unsweetened almond milk. And I'm going to do this kind of a little at a time, because I don't want everything to clump up. Alright guys, so this has thickened up nicely. You just want it to be a nice creamy consistency. And then you're going to go ahead and turn off the heat. Next I'm going to go ahead and stir in our spices. I have half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, and I also did 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, but you can do salt to taste. That looks pretty. Alright, and you're just going to go ahead and mix that in. You can see how creamy it is when I mix it with the spatula. And for this recipe, we're going to be using 2 cups of vegan cheddar cheese. And I'm actually going to be using half just right now. So I'm going to be doing 1 cup of vegan cheddar cheese. And I'm also going to be adding some cream cheese. If you guys know, I love just cream cheese in recipes that are casserole sort of recipes, because it gives it such a nice creamy base to it. And we're just going to go ahead and mix this up and melt it as much as we can. Again, the heat is off. So at this point you can taste this, and if you need any salt or pepper, you can go ahead and add that. And then we're going to go ahead and put this to the side so we can mix the rest of it together. Alright guys, so I have gone ahead and boiled some broccoli, and I have 6 cups of broccoli florets here. And I didn't boil them until they were super duper tender. Thank you. I just boiled these until they were softer, but you still want them to be have a bite to them, because they are going to go into the oven along with the rest of the casserole. And you're probably thinking, what is she doing? I'm just mixing everything up in the casserole dish, because I like to sort of dirty as least amount of dishes as possible, and if I can just toss it all in there, why not? So here I have 2 cups of cooked rice, and I did not make this rice specifically for this dish. This was literally just some like leftover rice from yesterday that was in the fridge, and I just tossed it in there. That's how I come up with like a lot of recipes too, with just like leftovers and stuff. And next I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the cheese sauce that we just made. This stuff looks delicious, and Mia thinks it's awesome too, right, Mia?
Yeah.
But you're eating all the cheese. What are you? I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this all up. And this is a huge casserole dish. This would go perfectly fine, like in a 9x13, and it would fit in there perfectly. But the biggest one I have is this 10x15 or something like that. Well, it fit in here just fine. So much for not dirtying too many dishes. But so basically, I've done that one. I've done this in that casserole dish before, but I've made it like in a bigger amount. And what I just did was like cut this in half, because when I make this, I make a lot of it so that it will last us like a day or two. Alright, so I'm just going ahead and just putting everything into our casserole dish. And again, this is an 8x8. And next I'm just going to go ahead and pour on the other cup. Hang on, babe. Pour the other cup of cheese over top.
A little tiny bit.
Alright, a little tiny bit. A little tiny bit. We're just going to go ahead and pour that cup of cheese over top, and then we're going to go ahead and put this into the preheated oven. It's been preheating at 350 degrees, and we're going to place this into the oven for 30 to 35 minutes until the cheese and everything is like nice and melted, or you know how this cheese kind of gets like brown around the edges a little bit. So that's what we're going to wait for. So this is what our beautiful casserole dish looks like once it has come out of the oven. I wish you guys could smell this because it smells so amazing. Alright guys, so you know what time it is. It's time for the taste test cam, and it's super hot, but I'm going in anyways. Oh yeah. Oh yes, this stuff is so good. You guys have to make this. You have to try this. Make it for yourself. If you have kids, make it for your kids. They will love it. Trust me. So yeah, go ahead. Make this. It's awesome. Let me know what you guys think. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video so other people could see how delicious vegan food could be. Also, give this video a big old thumbs up if you liked it. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye, guys.